This is one of those moments that instantly grabs attention, not just because of the money involved, but because of who it's coming from and what it actually means. When Khamzat Chimaev put out that message, it didn't feel like a joke or just another social media stunt. It felt direct, focused, like he was calling out a very specific group of athletes and putting something real on the line. And the wording itself says everything. Poor wrestlers started throwing challenges my way. I'm having trouble finding sparring partners, waiting for any Olympic champion to step up for sparring. If he survives, I'll give him $200,000. That line alone tells you exactly where Chimaev's mindset is right now. This isn't just confidence, it's a statement about dominance. Because in MMA, especially at the level Chimaev competes, wrestling isn't just another skill you add on top. It's the core of control, pressure, and how fights are dictated from start to finish. And that's where this whole situation becomes interesting, because Chimaev isn't calling out average grapplers or even high-level MMA wrestlers. He's going straight to the top of the pyramid, Olympic champions. Athletes who have spent their entire lives refining one discipline to absolute perfection. The best of the best in pure wrestling. But at the same time, Chimaev's entire identity inside the cage has been built around overwhelming that exact skill set. If you look at his fights, the pattern is consistent. He doesn't just take people down, he collapses their space. He pressures forward, forces reactions, and once he gets a hold of you, the pace becomes suffocating. It's not just technique, it's intensity layered on top of control. And that's something that doesn't always translate cleanly between sports, because Olympic wrestling and MMA wrestling are two different environments. In wrestling, it's about points, positioning, and control within a structured rule set. In MMA, everything is open. Striking changes the entries, the cage changes positioning, and the threat level is completely different. So when Chimaev throws out a challenge like this, he's not just comparing skills, he's inviting them into his world. And that's a very different game. What makes this even more real is the context around his training. Chimaev has spoken multiple times about how difficult it is for him to find sparring partners who can match his pace and pressure. And at the elite level, that's not unusual. Once a fighter reaches a certain point, especially someone with a physically dominant style, the pool of people who can push them starts to shrink fast. So this offer isn't just about flexing or creating headlines. It actually solves a problem at the same time. It puts an incentive out there, something big enough to potentially pull in athletes from outside MMA who wouldn't normally consider stepping into that kind of environment. And at the same time, it sends a message, because offering $200,000 changes how people look at it. It's no longer just talk. It becomes a real challenge with real stakes. And now the conversation shifts. Instead of people debating Chimaev's wrestling inside MMA, they start asking how he would match up directly with Olympic-level specialists, even if it's just in a sparring setting. But there's also another layer to this that people are paying attention to. Sparring isn't competition, but with Chimaev, it's never really light either. Everything you've seen from his training footage shows the same pattern as his fights. High pressure, constant forward movement, and a pace that doesn't give you time to settle. So when he says if he survives, that word carries weight, because it's not about winning or losing. It's about enduring that intensity. And that's what makes this whole situation so compelling right now. The challenge is out there, public, and very specific. If an Olympic champion steps in and accepts it, the spotlight is immediate. It becomes a crossover moment between two worlds that rarely meet on equal terms. But if nobody answers, that says something too, because at this stage of his career, Chimaev isn't just building wins, he's building an image, one where even the highest level specialists have to think twice before stepping into his space. And whether anyone takes that offer or not, the message has already landed.